Alright, we are here today with the Diamond 1v1 replay analysis. We're with Evil Sam 666, number of the beast, but let me tell you, he's only Evil to his opponent. He's a cool dude. He's Div 2 right now, no, he's Diamond 2 right now, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a Diamond 2 game, which is pretty nice because it's basically mid-diamond, you know? So see what happens here. Good kickoff. I do like those. I do like those kickoffs. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, perfect choice. Yeah, and there's a goal. Perfect choice here to pick up the ball and put it on your car. To not just rush and take a shot there, even though they were on the opposite side, the angle for the shot would have been difficult to make here. As you can see, like, it just clanging that would have been too hard to get. So, good control. Dominant's flicks are really OP. And you always know that basically, when an opponent is on the opposite side, they've got to come back across to this side. So, if you can beat them to the front post, do it. Alright, in a situation where you came here like this, and they were already looking for like an inside out shadow, maybe they just came back. Instead of going around the outside, they sort of come here, and they may be facing this way. Then we can delay it, slow play it, try and get the front. If they're protecting, maybe they're closer. Maybe if they're protecting this front post, then instead we can go around the back and try something like that. So there's many options, but you did the right one in my opinion, because it did lead to a nice goal. And good. And also, it was a bit of a rhythm break there. They probably didn't expect such a strong shot straight away. So people will probably watch this thinking, well, how did he not save that? There's a lot to it. Okay, you jump in a little bit. You've dodged a bit too early here. Yeah. So, on your impact, right here, right? You haven't touched the ball yet, but you're already dodging. So what's going to happen, I'm guessing, because we haven't got any spark contact yet, by the time everything happens, you're probably going to look at a spark impact around this area of the ball once you flip, okay? Which means that the ball is going to start going in this direction. But you're flipping this way, which means your car's going to go across here, leaving this area open for them. They actually do look slightly to the left of the hitbox anyway. But even if they were central, dead center, or a little bit to the left, they're still going to be able to plow it through you. So that's what happened here. Yeah, so you can sort of see your spark there is on the left, but you'll go into the left. And that is what you sort of glimpse off the ball there and open up. Not bad pathing. He overhit that, so that wasn't too bad at all. A couple of things you could have done. You could have grabbed this boost instead and just sat here and maybe gone up and prevented it straight away. You could also have come to the back here, giving yourself a little bit more time. But you know what? I kind of like what you did. Good little adaptation on the fly. And that's what this is all about, by the way, guys. Diamond, we're not expecting world-class mechanics. We're not expecting world-class game sense. What we are expecting, though, you need to have good fundamentals. Okay, you need to be able to do your shots, your flicks, like you saw Sam there scored from a flick. You need to be able to do your shadows and your fakes. You've got to have basic ability, but the big thing that's going to help you through Diamond is now adaptation. Look at this. Right, straight away, no sooner do we talk about it than it happens. So Saffron Man there did something interesting. They came straight away into the corner. You actually look at this from Saffron's perspective, they're just going from boost to ball. And they get the 50. Okay, so the reason Sam loses, people are going to go, oh, he would not have expected this. No one expects this. Now, I mean, you kind of have to now with today's meta, but you're not expecting someone to just turn and dive in a position like this, because it could go horribly wrong for them. But that's where we're at. So now we've got to write that down in our head. We need to make a mental note. Right, they're going to dive in off my first touch in the corner. They don't mind diving in on corners. They're very aggressive. They may not look to shadow too much. That's something we need to put in our head here. Good boost grab at the back. You've got bum. That's unfortunate. I hope you turn. Okay. Well, actually, let's see what the shot happens. Let's see where Sam's going with this. I'm not a big fan of going all the way back like this. And you're probably thinking, well, Dave, that was a great save, right? It was good, but it was only good because Saffron makes a mistake. What's Saffron's mistake? Well, I'm going to tell you what Saffron's mistake is, in my opinion again. Sam is right here. Okay, clear as day. He's been switched. Now, Saffron may not be able to get this on target in time. Instead, with this much space, I mean, they could be a world-class shooter, but we found out they weren't. But with this much space, take your time. Take your time. You've even got time to quickly grab a boost and come back in and just carry the play, lateral dribble, maybe down here, hook shot, bouncing ball. There's a million things you can do, right? But instead they give the ball away. So this wasn't good necessary defending from Samir. This was bad offense from Saffron. Now what you wanted to do here, Sam, when you land here, you've actually got enough boost. You now need to flip towards the action, man. Boom. Right, like this. You're going to be going faster than I am, right? So you're here. Now, you can then flip again, like a side flip or something, sort of across here, and you will be back in time. Like you'll flip. So even if that shot was on, you would have been able to save it, and it's not, so you can still get into the position you are. The big difference is, if Saffron took their time here, okay, and you're sort of here, you can then fake challenge. You give yourself the ability to get in the game if they decide to take their time. You're sort of praying they're going to shoot that, which they do, but that's the only option you can defend. You're a little bit forward here. If they get a good shot, if they didn't go so fast there, they could have waited for the bounce and got a shot over you. The thing is your car's nose is facing out, but your car's also out. So if they can turn it, they might be able to turn on you, but they might also be able to pop it up like in this area, like just get a high pop. It's going to be very hard for you. You will have to go to the backboard and get the clear that way. But if they shoot or flick or anything like that, the whole net is kind of open. The reason I say that, you're thinking, well, hold on. Surely they're not going to be able to... I can understand, you're probably thinking. I can understand this area. Because their nose is forward. It's hard to go backwards. And I can understand maybe above them, but I can't understand this area. Well, the reason is, what is a muscle memory everyone has? What do you always do before you jump? Most people automatically hold boost when they jump. Or when they're about to jump, they press boost. What does that do? What does the act of holding boost do? It pushes our car forward. Now that means it's going to displace Sam even more, which means it's going to be impossible because it's going to be harder behind him. If you've got great mechanics or you've trained yourself to lose that default of holding boost when you jump, then fine, you know, you can be a little bit more risky. But I just feel we're coming off a little bit. That's just my opinion. You could possibly have sat a little bit further back here. Like here. There we go, we'll take it now. We don't have to worry about bumps. That's all I would say about that. Okay, perfect. My little checker in my mind's going off right now. What do you think I'm saying to myself right now? Diving in the corner again. Okay, perfect. Right, we're gonna have to use this to our advantage sooner or later. First touch, they've dived in. Okay, good. Good little bump there, Sam. I like that. Gotta make sure we're gonna adapt to this player soon. There's another dive in. Same thing off the first touch. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but I'm going to give you some options here. What you can do now, I know the big thing right now is the power slide drift cut via, the flakes thing. That is very mechanically demanding. It's very difficult to do for a lot of people, right? I don't think it's low mechanic. I got to be honest, I don't think it's a low mechanic movie. If you're talking about ground stuff, that's considered pretty advanced to get that consistent. What you can do instead, if you've got lower mechanics than that, really soft touch. Really, really, really soft touch. A tiny, because what you do here is you're touching the ball forward. Anytime you're touching the ball forward, it's going closer to the opponent, right? That makes sense. So what can we do to prevent this? Well, if we touch it really, really, really gently, I mean a tiniest touch, let it come to us, then we can have control of the ball. So we will hit it forward, but we'll hit it forward such a little amount that we can then get back underneath the ball and front flip and get it over the player who's challenging, or we can kill it and then we can 50-50. So that's just two options. Or we could, go for a power shot, of course, as well. Like shoot it straight away. Coming off quite a bit there, but let's see what happens with this. Right, third time. Is that the third or the fourth time? So they're challenging every time there, and that's a goal. Right. So, I always say the play starts before it starts. This is good, this is good, this is good. Wait for it. Let's just wait here a second and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Saffron's got some skills where they can put a really good centre ball in? I don't think they have. Anytime we come away from this area, it becomes a game of 50-50. We've got to time our 50-50 right. Obviously in the higher levels, yeah, we've got to have a different strategy. But now this will be fine for a long time. So we come out here. And it's a shame you didn't win this. This is one of the annoying things when you got someone camping the corners like this and just turning, because if you win this 50, it's an open net. But their double jump, even though you had forward momentum, they're going to be able to get to it first. It's an amazing catch by them. I mean, that is like the catch of their life. But what you need to do, if you realize you lost this, you've got to instantly front flip back to your net. So as soon as you realize you've lost it here, front flip boost, come around here straight away. And then just challenge that. But yeah, that was a pretty good touch. Probably weren't expecting such a good touch. But anytime you come out into your own corner, sometimes it can be risky. Good kickoff. Nice boost grab. Watch for the demo. Oh, good. You bumped them back. Can you do anything with it, though? That's a shame. Just took a little bit too long, their confidence issue, but that's fine. This could be risky. Don't play their game here. Don't play their game. This is becoming a bit scrappy now. Nice demo, though. I do like that. It's becoming a bit of a scrappy game. It's a shame there was the opening there. This was better than the defending earlier when you went back. Actually, you know what? This wasn't bad at all. Good bump. This turn, though, I mean, that could have been a little bit risky, but I kind of like that. So well done. Now, last time they dove in. So what did they do? Beautiful. Oh, that's a shame. That was beautiful. You put him in a... This was so good. We've got to give some praise here. Right. This is really good. Gets the bounce dribble going. Comes around the ball. Boom. Side flip power shot. It's a shame that didn't go in, man. That's a real shame that didn't go in. Reaching a little bit here on the mid, though. We don't need to go for this mid. We don't need to go for this mid. And you're looking at a camera. The reason we don't need to go for this mid is they're most likely going to do grab this and then wind up power shot. Because it's just falling perfectly for it. So we don't need to test them here. We need to stay central as the last man. So instead of going to this boost, we need to come here. Obviously, I'm going to be looking at the thing here. And then the reason I want to do this, it gives me an advantage. And look at the advantage it gives me. It gives me a time. So when this shot comes here, I've got time behind the ball and I can see more of where they're coming in. Do you see what I'm saying? So I can get under the ball and I can jump and I can do a side flip like this. And what that'll do is actually just pop the ball up pretty much in space into the air. But because you took a risk, you took a big risk here. This is a risk because if they just crack that right now and get it on target, I don't think you're getting back to that. Shame you did a single jump. Side flip would have been much better because it would have popped the ball up. Think of it like a delayed side flip power shot. Boost grab by them. Okay, let's see what you do with this. Right, all in. Remember the rules, man. Remember the rules. Remember the rules. We want to take the ball to the side when we get these opportunities. We want to go lateral dribble if we can. Now, granted, they've been diving every time. I can see where you might have done this, but we want to make sure they at least turn first. We don't even need to hit this. We can wait. Let it bounce. They've gone off of it. Let it bounce. Don't touch this. Let it bounce. And as it's bouncing across, we can see everything. It's bouncing. The ball's still here. It's bouncing. And then we can literally see everything. So if they come in, we can jab it. We can 50 it. We can shoot it this way. That's a less mechanically demanding version of getting around someone. So if the ball's here and you can see the player coming in, what you can do, if you can't do a drift turn and you're not very good at it and you're not very good at the face, what you can actually do is just drive to the side of the ball and then just side flip it. And what will happen is you'll push the ball and yourself to the side and it'll give you open area to get the ball in. So that's a lower mechanic way of doing a similar job there. But I like your attempt to mix it up there, but that is an all-in thing, you know. We need to see what's going on. Ah, it's a shame. This was good camera work, but it's the turn here. The turn, we're putting our nose literally facing the other way. When you look at it like this, it's easy to understand. Every time we do this and we turn our nose, we lose the ticks. Do you remember I told you about the ticks, guys? Our chance of hearing this is so small because we're not actually, even if you came up like this, just like with your nose, I mean, it's going to be hard because I can't, but even if you came up with your nose like this and just went in this direction, you'd be more chance of success than doing this, turning and trying to boost at the ball, because you've got to get that perfect. You've got one area to be able to hit the ball. Whereas if you're tracing it, you can hit it all the way through. Like if you're tracing here, there's a chance of hitting it. But I would always recommend in this situation, like when a player's doing this, okay, you've backed off, look in ball cam. All right, they've got speed. What I would do now, they've committed to their offense, right? And the players at this level, what you see in high levels, they'll go up like this, they'll boost down, they'll get underneath it, they'll catch it, they'll do something. At this level, we're not really going to see that. So what we need to do is just get back here. Old school shadow. Boom. The further back you go before you react, the more chance of success you have generally when they've committed like this, and the more reaction time you have. We got so much more reaction time if we go all the way back. Nice flip. A good kickoff that time. Right. So, what do they do different to what you've been doing? What do they do different to what you've been doing? They sit in net. They sit in net when you're in the corner. I personally would say they need to sit a little bit further back. I'd prefer to see them here. Probably. Maybe here. Somewhere around this area. But they're sitting back. I want you to think in your head right now, what do you feel is possible when you're in this position? What do you feel is possible when you're in this position? And then take that mindset, like, do you feel quite almost vulnerable in this position? Take that mindset when you're playing defense then. Don't rush into the corner and give them a chance. Let them create. See what they can actually create. Because they probably can't create much from here. You try a shot that's so hard to get. You know, I mean, a lot of people I know would have took that shot, including me. But it's such a low percentage shot. It would probably have been better to let it come down and actually just drive into the ball and pop it in that direction. So like a hook. So instead, if we pop it and hit it sort of here with the angle going that way, then as it's in the air, we can look for a demo. We can steal the boost and we can just keep going until we can land a demo, or we get a nice rolling ball above their net that we can go up and win. Or in a situation where the ball comes off. That's another thing you could do. So you can always take the ball out, like drag it back a little bit, take it out, hook it round. Just make sure you keep your eye on the opponent. There's never a problem of taking the ball back. Remember this, there's never a problem of taking the ball back. As long as you've got possession, you should be okay. But I just want you to feel the feelings you felt and actually how little you probably felt like you could do from that position. That's much better. What was the difference between this and the last one? Granted, they didn't go into the air, but you did go further back. You did do another harsh turn in field. I gotta say, Sam, you are doing quite harsh cuts here, which is killing your momentum. You're very harsh cut, which you could have just gone further back here, sort of done a smoother ramp away, would have been fine. But the difference is the point of the challenge, your car was sideways. So that's much better. Good demo from them. Shane, you couldn't get that on target. Side flip would have made it. Yeah, you just almost got to side flip that shot. Just take the shot there. Get used to scoring those open nets, because what it'll do is if you start scoring them, it'll stop them being so crazy as well. See, they're just rushing around a lot here, so they do overhit the ball. It was a good reaction from you there. That was a good reaction that you saw they were going to overhit the ball. Fair play on the dispossession. Personally, I would have rather seen a fake here. But just for now, I haven't really seen too much fakes or anything. It's just been straight shadows and stuff. But it would have been nice to have seen a fake and see what they did. I know they hit it heavy anyway, so if you did a fake, you would have been in a position to be able to like do a half flip and sort of push the ball on that target and then dribble it in. But other than that, it was a good read. Front flip as well, always a little bit risky on this kind of challenge. Now, I don't know if that was a really fast adaptation you made, but a side flip's always better on these kind of challenges. You always want a side flip when you can into the ball, a little bit safer. This is, you were trying to get them back, I feel. It's a shame you went for this. With them driving off and boosting, it's a shame you didn't just slow down and just, like, literally slam your brakes on, drive backwards and backflip here. Almost looked like you were trying to beat them to a demo there. This is the only problem. Like I say it a lot, you know, live by the demo, die by the demo. So just, yeah, slow down a little bit there. Nice kickoff again. Hopefully we can get this one on target. See, now that's what you should have done in the corner, in my opinion. Shame it went bar down. But also keep in mind when you win a kickoff like this, you're in a great spot, man. You've got 24 boost. You could literally boost across this boost, tap the ball, and, well, in fact, you could just shoot that. Boost across this boost, like tap it in field. You got so much time. And then just boost front flip power shot. Just boom. You didn't need to go to the boost here in the side, not with such a dominant win on the kickoff. I do like that you at least went for a jab, a hook shot. You can see from their perspective, they had nothing on that. They literally had nothing. If that's on, they had nothing. It's a shame it was bar down. Good fake. See, that fake worked, so that's something you want to be putting in the old system. The fakes are working. Diving in the corner again. They do it every time. Oh, this is an awkward spot you're in here, because if they challenge you, you've got nothing behind the hitbox of the ball. You're really far away from the ball's hitbox here. You're to the side of the hitbox. Yep. Wide open. Look at it. You're wide open. Because they're not interested. They would have to hit it here for this to be a successful position you're in. But they're not going to do that. They want to get it to your net. So most likely people are just going to come in and flip there. So we need something here. At least here. At least here. You gotta be here. You gotta have your nose pointing towards it. Like this. With this far away, I don't know what I think you might be trying. Looks like you're going to try and like jab the ball around them. But you just got far too, you're sort of like, yeah, you hesitated there. You're too far away from the hitbox of the ball. So you need, it's safer to be behind it than to the side of it. As you can see, nothing there, so they can just hit it around you. And they go straight in with that one. Your front flip kickoffs here are working, so that's something you can just keep doing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it against this player. I mean, I love you go for the come to daddy's, man. And you got that one there. I do love that you're going for him. Okay, how'd you play this? Okay, we're going straight towards him. Let's see what we do. I want you to see it from their perspective. Not too hard to save, is it? Not too hard to save. Whereas, maybe if we come here, like this, bounce dribble got going on here. Bounce dribble, bounce dribble. I'm going to get as deep as I can. I can look at him. I'm using my camera to look at him. As soon as I see him turn, boom, power shot goes on. Fake low 50. So many things you can do. But that's just sort of it's an optimistic attempt here. Shame about the heavy first touch, but it was a bit telegraphed. And that's the other things. We want to create angles and stuff for ourselves. That's a shame. That's a shame. You actually had the right idea there, because they did a very heavy hit forward. You didn't go back too far. This was nice that you didn't go all the way back. Like, that's good. This is one of the advantages of going for fakes. Because if you go for a fake here and realize they've hit it too far forward, like you have, you can just dive. It's a shame you missed it, though. There's another dive in, right? So we need to start literally start moving that ball forward because they're diving. So as soon as we're here, just start dribbling it and pushing it down this wall here to start getting it moving. Because what we're doing is we're controlling it, right? Which, I mean, the 50 works, but if you look at this, right? See that control there? Look where they're diving from. So this is a little trick, right? They're diving no matter what. Let's get it in blue. We know they dive. They dive on everything. So the secret to winning this game versus this player is to force them to dive from bad areas and then put the ball in a position where they put it into the middle and put themselves out of the play. This is exactly what we want. What do I mean? Right, we've put them in the middle. We've put the ball out to the side. We know they're not going to come like this and come and attack the ball. They are just going to straight up come from the side and attack the ball. We know that. So what we need to do is we need to either move the ball ahead of them slightly or bang on in line. Ideally ahead of them works well. Two reasons for this. First is if we move the ball, so if we sort of caught the ball sort of here and we just pushed it like this, with them coming from the side, we might have been able to literally just side flip, get a touch infield and then take it in. So we could have scored. But if we push the ball and the ball comes here, with them diving like this, which they're 100% going to do, all they're going to do is pinch the ball towards their own net and they're going to be stuck on the wall. And you'll be able to put the ball in. So when you've got someone who's challenging the corner a lot, you need to be more fast at getting out the corner. Literally go straight up these walls, like get out the corner. Because they're diving. Like, don't hold the ball in the corner because you expect them not to dive, because they'll dive on it and just push through you. So get this ball moving. Make it awkward. They're not going to try and give you the space to cross over here, so just get it moving. Push it, get it moving, and make them challenge from a bad position. Make them commit, because they're already doing it. And we know that because of what they've done before. So that low 50 did work, and it does give you the opening. Alright, so this is why I'm a huge fan of just instant flicking. So that's it's a really underrated skill. But if you look, you sort of tap the ball a little bit too far forward, so you're catching up. In this situation, right, this is where the decision making comes in, and this is where going into high, blasting through diamond comes in, right? Ideally, what you would have done to make this simple for you is wait. Let the ball bounce, just wait. As they turn, with you waiting, you can then just front flip and hit it with the tail as they turn to lift it up. If you are really good and you can catch it a little bit deeper, so you've sort of, if we look here, you've caught the ball in a non-flicking position. You see how it's too far forward? It's going to jolt the ball forward. If you were really, really good at catching the ball, which is something you can work on, I'll show you a pack for that, and you caught it here, then yes, you can catch it and go for an instant flick. I always bang on about instant flicks. This is the reason why with the current game, that people just dive on it. We got to make them stop diving before we can get anything real good going, real saucy. These are just easy goals. If you hit the ball like this, here comes the adaptation, slam your brakes on to do a single jump. If you slam your brakes on and you go, oh, that was a heavy touch, slam your brakes on, so you're here, and do a single jump, so you're here. Alright, obviously you would have been in the distance of it. You would then beat them because they've gone high on this challenge because they've expected a flick. Watch it from their perspective. Again, boost and ball. Now look how high they are. If you low 50 this, you win. If you low 50 this, you definitely win. Because if we look at point of impact, imagine this ball is lower. So how big's the ball? Let's just say, I mean, I'm not. If it was on the ground, how big would it be? Like here, maybe? Something like that. Maybe a little bit higher. But what would have happened? They would have hit the top of the ball and bounced off here. And you're like below it. But obviously, we told you to single jump. So you would have, of course, created a cushion. Look at the 50-50 video. We've created a cushion. We've done a single jump. So now we're actually here. So we've created essentially a brick wall behind the ball. So they'll just go flying off. And boom, we got an open net. Very good way to deal with these kind of players. Alright, where's the opponent? Well, that's fine. I mean, you got the ball moving. You seem to have changed your playstyle up drastically all of a sudden. These aren't efficient lines necessarily, but under the circumstances, I kind of get it. You know, you got 47 seconds left, but that's just... Nothing's going to come of this, by the way. Like, there's no... What would have been better here? It's a shame what you didn't do is you would come around the wall. It was quickly flicking in and out of ball cam just to see where they were. So that when you come down here, what you can do is actually jab this here. So it bounces off the wall here. It comes in field. And because it'll be bounced towards the net, what you'll be able to do is actually scoot round. And then you've got offensive position. Like, you know, and then if they look like they're going to challenge, how do you get the ball faster? You don't have to. If they look like they're going to challenge, get on the ball, double jump. It's honestly, anytime you've got the ball moving slightly forward and you just double jump, it's so effective. It was actually, back in the day, people couldn't really flick, believe it or not. People struggled to flick. I mean, like season 2, season 3, one of the popular moves was getting the ball on your car and just single jumping. And then people who got better could double jump. And that's something you should do a lot, because it's still valid today. It's just people get told that they got to flick, so I think that's part of it. The double jump pops are so good in those situations. So yeah, we give the ball away a little bit here, in my opinion. You're playing it, yeah. You've put the pressure on here. Out of ball camp. So this is just, we're taking our eyes off the opponent. We don't know what they're going to do. We don't know if they're going to hit that. So if we look at the opponent instead as we come here, we're here, we look. Oh, they miss. I'm not going so crazy fast. I can turn. I can put that in. That's one more for the good guys. You know what I mean? It does seem like it's a little bit like fast. We're playing very, very fast. Now we're boosting off. We're not looking at the play. We're boosting off to get more boost. Now we're boosting straight back in. Do you know what I mean? We're just getting swings and swings and swings. We're like a boxer just throwing haymakers all the time. Sometimes you got to set up your offense. You got to do some jabs and stuff like that. We're boosting off there. Shane, you missed the boost. But we need to look. Use the camera. Just if you're going to do this, at least use the camera. Use the camera. See what they're doing. See what they're doing. Now we use the camera, but you'd like, as soon as you made that switch, you're already going straight in. Could have had a little bit more knowledge of what was going on. You do get the outplay though, and you are having to risk it because there is 26 seconds left. But I think just a few more looks at the opponent would give you an advantage. Look at that front flip kickoff working well for you there. I don't blame you for going for the shot either here. Honestly, it was worth a shot. 21 seconds. Yeah, I can understand why you did that. Searching around for a goal. I see it over the top there. Right, you know they're going to dive on that. There you go. There's the adaptation. It just came a little bit late. Right, why did you win this one so easily? Well, let's look at what we talked about earlier. See that? They're diving in from a bad angle. They've got very few ticks to hit this. Very few ticks to hit this. So all we got to do is shoot this. See? Look, they've got to get it perfect. Boom. And there it is. It's gone. Nice. I like how you side flip the wrong way. I do this a lot. Is side flip the other way to just really slice it over the top. That's good. That's good. Not a great landing, but it don't matter. 5 seconds. Come on. This is tense here. Come on, man. He's giving you the space for it. Oh, no. Oh, what a game. Well, thanks for sending that game. That was a brilliant game. So, big things to work on there. Mixing it up. Let's go into the training. Let's just talk about mixing up in the corners a second. And you're going to look at my camera settings. You're going to be like, what is this guy on right now? I've switched to my camera settings for this exact reason, because players just dive in from anywhere. So, I'm testing it out. Anyway, so what you can do is if they're being very aggressive, okay, and they're diving in. If we're here, obviously it's going to pop, or, you know, if it's just a bit annoying. So what you can do instead is if they're diving on everything, you know they're going to dive straight away, boom, we go this way. We force the action then, because they are automatically wanting to dive and they want us to put it down. So it's mixing up. The way we want to do it is we want to continually mix up. Are we going to go down or are not? Coming up above the ball like this is also a good thing. Until the ball goes away, you have to come off with the ball. It's old school. You can probably find a better pack than this. All-star aerial. And all you got to do is you got to catch the ball. You just got to catch the ball. So if the ball comes in the air, you want to come in. Okay, you just want to catch the ball into a flicking position. So as it comes down here, we just come out and we just want to, boom. That's how we get it. ready to flick. So it's instantly we're ready to flick. So you can go straight into a flick. That's the idea, that we can go straight into a flick. If you hit it too far forward, it's going to be hard because I've practiced doing it that way for so long. But if we hit a little bit too far forward, that was a bit too thingy. It's going to be hard to land this, but I want to show you if I hit it too far forward, like kind of how you did, like that. You can jump behind it. I can't get the same hit because I've sort of practiced for so long. But basically, if you do ever get a heavy hit on the ball, just instantly stop. Yeah. Have a nice life. Look after yourself and peace out. Peace.